I just wanted to thank the people who made the journey here today. Thank you for coming. It's great to see people in person. And for those online, thank you for joining us online. I know for the people in the room, it might feel strange that there are going to be, several hundred people online, hopefully dialing in over the 2 days. For those here in person, I just wanted to say that I'm not aware of any fire drills or anything like that. So there is an emergency exit at the back of this room. If you're at home and you have a fire, I feel, very sorry and hope you get out safely. So for those who may be new to GNOSIS, I just wanted to give 2 seconds of history. We were launched at the end of 2019 with some funding from the UK Science Technology Facilities Council. And we've grown to more than 350 members now, spread across more than 20 countries, and a really broad mix of academia, industry, and policymakers, all sharing the aim of forging partnerships across industry, science, and government in order to tackle the growing problems of keeping space safe, secure, and sustainable. For us, this is our first hybrid event post-pandemic, so bear with us. We'll be learning lots of lessons about how to make these events effective for people who are here in person and for people who are watching from home or from the office. And we're a network, we're not an events company. So I'd like to ask you all to please make a note of anything you think we could do to improve the experience in future. And we'll be asking you for your feedback at the end of the conference. We're really keen to try and make sure that these 2 days are a dialogue, not a sort of death by PowerPoint download. So please think of your questions in the room. We will be asking you to ask them. And please, throughout the day, throughout the sessions, put your questions into the Q&A function, or is it the chat or the Q&A function on the platform? And the Q&A function on the platform, and we'll try and make sure that at least some of those questions also get put to the speakers. So without any further ado, and in the spirit of starting as we mean to go on, we're opening the conference today with a dialogue. I'd like to hand over to Torsten Kriening, who is the founder and CEO of SpaceWatch.Global. I'm sure all of you receive their newsletters and see their wonderful online space cafes and things. He will be in dialogue with Dr. Mustafa Aykut. Among many other roles, Dr. Aykut is a principal consultant for advanced technologies in telecommunications, an assistant professor at Istanbul Galata University, the co-chair of the LEO Satellite Constellations Technology and Applications Working Group at the Turkish Space Agency. And he's an ambassador of the World Space Sustainability Association. Also, he's a futurist, so I'm sure we'll have an interesting perspective on space sustainability for the next decade and beyond from Dr. Aykut. Torsten, good morning. I'm handing the virtual microphone over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Katherine. Good morning, everyone. Great to be here. I've seen a number of people, known people in the among the participants. So greetings to Jeff, Max, and all the others. Great to be here. So without further ado, and as we try to keep very sharp on the time, I'm jumping in. Mustafa, thank you very much for being that flexible, accepting our invitation last minute, and even being so flexible today by moving back and forth the time. Okay, last week, the ESA, our statement for a responsible space sector, was signed by many of the member states on the highest political level in Paris. And they aligned then on this global challenge. On your website, on the World Sustainability Association website, we can read, sustainable space development is a major challenge that faces the space industry. So tell us, what is WSSA from your point of view?
Thank you, Torsten. This is a great opportunity for me to introduce WSSA. The World Space Sustainability Association is a non-profit international advocacy body, which represents the space ecosystem consisting of public entities, regulators, operators, manufacturers, insurers, investors, scientific and academic institutions, and also individual stakeholders, and much more. The MBRSC Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, in collaboration with ELSACO Limited and Herbert Smith Freehills, launched WSSA in March this year in Dubai, and WSSA is open to any private sector, governmental sector, academia, or any other entity willing to contribute toward making space sustainable. The mission of WSSA is to address challenges to space sustainability and incentives for sustainable values of the space ecosystem. Space sustainability requires all stakeholders to be inclusive and act to optimize the future of space. The WSSA aims to being a unified voice, spearheading cooperation among the space actors and actions on space sustainability issues and challenges, also including the establishment of new best practices and the promotion of environment, social, and governance conformance activities, both on Earth and in outer space. Shortly, WSSA can be described like this.
Okay. I'm not fully with you. So why did you come up with this idea and to found it? And we have the UN, we have UNOSA, we have other bodies that are addressing that, but why is that? What drove you?
There is a short answer and a long answer, starting with the short one. The complexity of space ecosystem and the utilization of space have increased. And there appears to be too many silo-based space activities happening today within the space industry. Now it is the time to collaborate, prioritize, synergize, and make progress with larger objectives in mind. And sustainability is one of the such large objectives that all space players, stakeholders share unanimously. The long one, the importance of policies, practices, and technologies to use outer space for safe, secure, and peaceful purposes and socioeconomic benefits to meet the current needs of society without compromising the needs of future generations makes the space sustainability more and more critical. There is a finite amount of space becoming increasingly and continuously crowded with satellites. You know better than me, in the first 6 months of this year, around 1,000 satellites have been launched on their orbits. Not only satellites are making a crowd in the outer space, but also spacecrafts, space stations, and space junk. Today, there is more than 128 million pieces, objects in the space, which creates a junk 1 millimeter or larger than this size. The orbits in which satellites and space stations travel constitute a limited natural resource, and it is limited. Managing this limited resource for now and the future requires a sustainable management of space environment, space policies and laws, space economy, and space security. Space sustainability is something separate, relating more to being more responsible toward the environment, social, and governance requirements than any efforts to have business ability to sustain itself.
I see. At least I have on my end are some issues to see you. Your camera makes funny displays, so it jumps. So maybe you just can hit it once and then the problem is solved. So what I would do as an engineer.
Going out and being connected once more will work?
Oh, I mean, I can hear you loud and clear, but just the picture is flickering. The camera has obviously an issue, but don't spend time on that. So
Okay.
Let's go one step back. So who founded this association? Who drove it, or from in the last 6 months?
Well, actually, there are three founding members. One of them is MBRSC, Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, which is a governmental entity established within the Emirates of Dubai. And this organization aims to promote scientific innovation and technological advancement in line of the approach of United Arab Emirates. The MBRSC works on a mission and conducts research on space science and technology to develop the sector and build national skills. That is one side. Yeah, on the other side, it is working for the operations of DubaiSat 1 and DubaiSat 2 and CalifaSat satellites, and MBRSC provides space images and ground station services and support to other satellite service providers. There are more than 200 employees working at the center, and the center is also responsible for the specialized and advanced technical projects. The second founder member is Herbert Smith Freehills. Herbert Smith Freehills is one of the world's leading legal or law companies, being ranked as one of the top 5 global elite companies by Law 360 in 2018 for Global 20 list. And more than 3,000 lawyers are operating from an international network of 27 offices distributed all around the world, in the States, in Europe, in the Middle East, in Africa, in Asia, in Australia. The last founding member is Elseco Limited. Elseco Limited is a high technology focused insurance underwriting platform. More than 70 insurance and reinsurance companies, including Lloyd's syndicates, currently trade on this platform, this specific platform, in the lines of space, aviation, and energy. The holding company is based in the United Kingdom and has regulated offices in, of course, London, Paris, Zurich, Dubai, and Washington, D.C. There are 3 founding members, and as I told you, they are the first members of the association.
I got it. And on that note here, greetings to our friends at MBRSC that are about to send their rover to the moon now tomorrow morning, not today. So, but as a founder, there's an institute, there's a legal company, and there's an insurer or an underwriter. How do you intend to reach out to the global market?
Oh yeah, this is a critical question. The 3 founders have made the membership of the association, WSSA, open to all global players. This is very critical. This is very important. With large commercial space enterprises expected to become contributing members. This diversity in itself allows for the global reach that WSSA aims to achieve. Moreover, given the focus on sustainability, which is a shared need and responsibility all around the globe, reaching out becomes an object of a very well-defined agenda and focus. This is the reason why WSSA is focused on raising awareness and help address sustainability challenges in consideration of economy, social environment, technology, laws, security, and so on, and helping foster the sustainable development of space innovation and growth, campaigning for a level playing field for operator globally. A level playing field for operators globally is very, very crucial for the sustainability. Facilitating and enable business in space and spur finance investment in sustainable manner. And last but not least, encouraging the adoption of best practices and coordination among space stakeholders and among those directly or indirectly related, so as to further the digital economy and the space economy. There are, of course, various challenges that we face today in space sustainability issues, but 6 of them are very fundamental and more important issues, and we are focusing on them. One of them is environmental challenges. The other one is social challenges. The third one is economical, the fourth, legal, the fifth, security challenges, and the last one is technical challenges. So it is a broad area of objectives to be considered as an association for the space sustainability.
Let me jump in here. I mean, what I heard were statements we hear very often in the last year on the sustainability issue. I mean, especially the audience that we have in the room online and online is pretty aware of that. There's the scientists, there's the technical experts on that. So what are you aiming for correctly? And are you providing solutions, or is it just a club and association to meet and to discuss? So what are the concrete steps?
Well, actually, our association will definitely collaborate with the universities and research centers for their projects to overcome the challenges that I listed in the outer space. But not directly, through our founder, MBRSC, and the other members, WSSA participants, I mean. Research funding may be achievable. However, this is an area that we have yet to deliberate on. But at this stage, we warmly invite members of the academia to consider becoming members of WSSA, to build a strong space community, pooling knowledge resources, and building a solid foundation of both academic and industry participation. This should help each community member address its unique as well as collective goals. And arranging for research funding can become an element of strong interest through the WSSA membership of both large, small, private, and public sector stakeholders.
So I'm quite sure that our audience, what is heavily academia, is interested on that. So how can this process look like? How can they approach this kind of research funding when it is available? How can they get in touch with you, with the association, to become part? And one thing I really did not get, so all the research funding will then go, or will be channeled through MBRC, or these will be MBRC funds for universities around the globe? Can you clarify on that?
MBRC is funding such kind of projects, regional and international, in the different regions as well. But our association is a platform to bring the members. They have the capability to finance, to fund such kind of space programs and projects. And the members of universities or research centers, which are seeking the financial support from such kind of organizations, they will come together at that platform, and they will go further together, arms in arms in the future. But today, it is limited with the MBRSC's capabilities. In the future, that will be a common platform for both parties, looking for funds and financial support, and the other parties which are able to finance such kind of programs and projects.
So anyone, any institution, and any university can go to the website, apply to become a participant or a member of that, or how will that process work? And are there fees involved? I mean, that's also a very important one, I think.
Well, it is launched in this year.
Mm-hmm.
It is very new. Well, still we are getting contact with such kind of research centers and universities. There are some progresses, but none of them finalized yet to be involved. But we are open. Our doors are completely open to research centers and members of universities to work together for space sustainability research and outer space programs together.
So based on the experience you had in the last half year with the association, and of course your vast experience in the space sector, where are the hurdles that you see today already for the association and the work to do on a global scale?
Well, the three founders has made the membership of association open to all global players. The reason is there are so many hurdles, so many difficulties. For instance, the space junk is a big problem. Orbital crowding and traffic management is another one. Space security is very crucial hurdle. Climate change is also being affected with the space activities, shifts in air density to result in an extra crowded upper atmosphere, making satellite collisions more likely. Space objects falling down from orbit may unpredictably affect the climate of the world. Anti-competitiveness. This is another hurdle to be considered. Trend to monopolizing orbits by commercial and governmental operators. UN processes, it is very slow. Still, there are only 5 very old-fashioned international treaties, nothing new. The world has changed, but there is no update. There is no novelty in the treaties, international treaties raised by the United Nations. Economic warfare. It is discouraging impacts on space business investors. So hurdles not only in space pollution, but also in technology, but also in economy, in finance, in security, in business. There are many. So it shouldn't be a business only for the founders of an association or the local players or regional players. We aim to have it a global platform and open for all space business stakeholders, even it is a research or it is a manufacturing or consultancy or something else, governmental issues, regulatory, legal issues. We will come together to find a unified voice a single voice of the space sector, space industry, and being an interaction with the terrestrial sectors together with non-terrestrial communication and other industrial sectors.
Great. Thank you very much. We are exactly on the time frame that we have given by the organizers for our early morning fireside chat. I just want to repeat the website where people can find more information is worldspacasustainability.org, and then you will find your way. You can also apply for membership and all the rest. Or is there any other secret path into Mustafa?
Thank you very much. Exactly. We are waiting anyone, any organization, any company, any institution which has an interest to join the association. And the process to be a member is very, very simple. You can be a public body. You can be a private entity, a scientific and academic institution, or even individual stakeholder, industry leader, visionary, futurist. We are waiting for your participation as a member at our platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, for the flexibility and the insights into the organization. So we will watch it definitely. And if you're open to also to the members of the press, we are happy to join. And with that, Katherine, back to you.
Torsten, thank you so much. And Dr. Aykut as well. It's great to see more and more of these international associations and initiatives cropping up. And one of our key raison d'etre here with GNOSIS is to forge international collaboration. And that's why we're very interested to encourage people to get involved, in these other initiatives as well. So thank you very much for explaining about the World Space Sustainability Association, and good luck with all your endeavors. I hope that we can do something together as well in the future. Now, obviously, our key point here is trying to understand the space environment better and understand what we can do to keep it safe, secure, and sustainable. So on that point, I will hand over to Don Polacco to introduce the next session.
Thanks, Katherine.